I can't sit still or I'm gonna die.
Oh, no.
I can get perks in the map. I just don't remember where all of them are. Oh, I know mule kicks right here. What the fuck? Mule kicks killing
What?
them.
Oh my god, it killed so many. Oh no.
Welcome back to How High, the series where I take one gun at zombies round based and see how high I can get. There are only 5 rules. Rule 1, no wonder weapons. Rule 2, no secondary weapons. Rule 3, no back-to-back ammo mods. Rule number 4, only 3 attachments on my gun. And rule number 5, perks are allowed unless requested not to. Also, make sure to go down to the comment section where I will have a pinned comment where y'all vote on the weapon I'll be doing next, because democracy! Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. I am addabraski, the average dad gamer. So I had a bit of a technical difficulty while recording. My mic didn't record, so I'll be doing a little voiceover story time today. In my last video on the pinned comment, I had either the Gallo or let the mystery box decide what weapon we'll be doing today for the next episode of How High. And you all wanted to see me spin the box, so I did. And we rolled the QBZ assault rifle. For the field upgrade, I decided to run Ring of Fire because I wanted to sit up in penthouse for as long as possible. When it comes to the 3 weapon attachments I am allowed, for the muzzle, I went with the SOCOM Eliminator. That will help us with equipment drop rate and that nasty vertical recoil. Attachment number 2, I went with the 15.5 reinforced heavy barrel. That'll help with the damage range and the bullet velocity. For our 3rd and final attachment, I went with the good old Ember sighting point. In return, it'll help us with our salvage drop rate and our hipfire accuracy, because I'm a sucker for some good hipfire. In case you are new to the channel, when it comes to the maps I decide to play on, I run them in order in which they were released, making this the 5th video in the series so far and the 2nd time we're on Die Machina, or D Machina. I still don't know how to pronounce it. The last time I was here was the first video and we started with the 1911. If you're interested, go check it out. I'll have a playlist. You can watch it. In typical zombies fashion, the first thing we need to do is restore the power. Shocker!
No, what?
I decided to hang out in the starting room for a bit. I got lucky and got armor pretty early. Once I got to round 5, I decided it was time to take my happy little ass through the Knock Der Toten ripoff down into the facility. I'm curious, are you a left door or a right door kind of human? As for me, I like to switch it up. Give it a little spice to life. You know what I'm saying. When I got to the middle of the facility, ever so eager to turn that power on because it's dark as f down here, I realized I was broke, like most Americans in this economy. So I sat in the dark, killing them zomboys until I got my bread up. Once I achieved maximum paper, I proceeded to turn on the power, like any good zombies player would do, and began to start the Aether reactor. Quickly after I started the reactor, I decided to dwindle down the round so I could do the coffin dance Easter egg and get me some of that sweet, sweet juggernog for free. But I ran out of ammo. So I decided I wasn't going to buy any ammo because if you know Cold War, as soon as you buy it, it's going to drop a max ammo power up. It always pops up, I swear. So I quickly transformed from Rambo into Rocky. Would you believe it that the first power up that appeared after beating some zombie's ass was a bonus points? The game's trolling at this point, I'm telling you. I proceeded to beat more ass in hopes of that max ammo would appear, but it didn't. So I took a quick trip to the Dark Aether in hopes of breaking some of the Aether crystals to find more ammo. Unfortunately, the Aether crystals didn't help me out either, so I decided to just go get the pack-a-punch part and finish, you know, the reason why you go down there in the first place, to get the pack-a-punch turned on. Once I got back from the Aether, I made my happy little ass back to the starting room to finish off this dog round in hopes that they, the puppies, would give me my max ammo. Would you believe it? My patience paid off. Now that I got my max ammo, I made my way back downstairs to start the coffin dance Easter egg. I knocked out 2 of the lights, but decided to shift my focus to dwindling down the round and getting pack 1, considering I was only a little over 1,000 away. Luckily for me, a double points appeared and I acquired pack 1. Soon after I pack-a-punched the QBZ, I realized I didn't know where all the little orbs were, and I quickly made my way over to YouTube for help. Shout out to, I think his name was Pizza, for the video and the help.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the tutorial for the dance party Easter egg here on Cold War Zombies on the Zombies map Die Machina.
Once back into the dark aether, the zombies were having a dance party, so you know I had to go dance with them. I bit my lip and proceeded to do my white boy dance. I teleported back to the real world, opened the chest where Jug was located, got Jug, drank it, and would you believe it, a freaking ray gun popped out as well. As you know, I made a rule for the series that there are no wonder weapons allowed, so with a heavy heart, I left it lying on the floor. Pain! After saying my goodbyes and farewells to the ray gun, I made my way to Penthouse once again. Started stacking some money. And once round 11 hit, I made my way back into the Aether. There I'd be buying my first perks of the game. After buying perks and returning from the Aether, I'd make my way downstairs to tear up the QBZ. Twice, actually. I made my way back up to Penthouse to knock out a few more rounds and make some more money. Bought some more perks and Pack-a-Punch 2. I hung out at Penthouse for about another round. The nuke power-up had dropped, so I picked it up. In that brief moment, I realized that I had enough to tier my weapon up once again and potentially get an ammo mod. Realizing that these were probably the last zombies in the round, with haste, I made my way back downstairs. Once there, I tiered my gun up, made my way over to the Pack-a-Punch machine to get dead wire ammo mod, and seeing the ray gun still laying there, it broke my heart all over again, and worse than any of my ex-girlfriends ever did. Let's skip ahead a bit. By this time, we were on round 25-ish. I believe I began to start talking about MWII, or Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I'll go over briefly what I was talking about. I'm sure as you all know by now, Modern Warfare 3 has officially been revealed. It's being produced by Sledgehammer Games, the same studio that brought you Vanguard. If you remember, Vanguard Zombies was hands down the worst zombies experience to date, in most people's opinions, and I tend to agree with that. Vanguard Zombies was spearheaded by Treyarch, which is why it was such a disappointment that it was that bad. You could tell it was rushed and just threw out into the game last minute. They had a weird wannabe outbreak / round-based thing going on with the same boring objectives over and over, which made the game loop lackluster. So when I heard once again that Treyarch was doing zombies mode for another Sledgehammer game, I was sad but happy. Sad because I know they could have done probably a lot better than what they gave us for Vanguard. But in their defense, Shinonuma Reborn did redeem them a little bit. I did have fun for a while grinding some camos in Shinonuma, but you know, eventually you want to change it up and have other round-based maps, which they did not have. I'm also happy knowing that they probably had a little more time to make this zombies experience better this time around than they did with Vanguard. The zombies mode will not be round-based, but more of a DMZ / outbreak hybrid, according to reports. Rumor has it you'll have about 1 hour on the map before you are forced to exfil. There will be other human players on the map, but it will only be a PvE experience, no PvP, which I like. I hope it does have proc chat like in Warzone and DMZ now, so if you want to team up with other squads you can, or if you don't, you don't have to. One thing I'd like them to bring over from Cold War into MWZ is the grindability of perks, weapon classes, ammo mods, and the field upgrades. There's no confirmation if there'll be any of those in the game besides perks, I do believe. The best thing about Cold War Zombies system is that they gave you something to grind for and a reason to keep coming back and playing the game, and I really like that. Another thing I touched on was I'm not sure if there will be camos for zombies, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed because, again, it provides replayability and something to grind for. I just feel like with the map being that big, I don't know how many zombies are going to be around, and it could be really hard to grind up that many camos. Like, imagine trying to do 2,500 crits on a big DMZ map. Like, even when you're playing Outbreak and you're trying to grind camos, it takes way longer than it does in round base. I'm trying not to get overexcited for MWZ because I don't want another Vanguard situation on my hands. But I've got faith that Treyarch will redeem themselves and that they actually had time and they could put effort into this mode. I'm looking forward to their 2024 release when it's their time to shine, their next Black Ops title. And that's about the summary of what I talked about for MWZ. Okay friends, at this point, I've made it to round 43. Once again, my fat fingers had let me down. Just like in my XM4 video, not only did I fat finger the door behind me, I am also in a race against time. That time being when my 1.5-year-old and my 5-month-old decide they want to wake up from their naps. Once they do, it's a GG and I've got to get off. Gotta go do dad things. I try and stand my ground in the penthouse for as long as possible, but yeah, f that. I escape out the back and head towards the Aether Tunnel. Once I made it down through the Aether Tunnel, I thought, maybe, just maybe I could make this little closet thingy down here work. It didn't take long and I found myself topside once again. But not for long because I was determined to try and make this little nook and a cranny work. God damn it. Like the idiot that I am, I let myself get overrun, get knocked. Quick revive does its thing and I'm quickly on my feet and through that Aether portal. Once through the Aether portal, I make my happy little ass over to the perk machine to restock. And back to the starting room I go to train up the zombies. About the middle of round 48 is when I hear my 1.5-year-old, aka Mr. Stinky, wake up from his slumber. So like a responsible parent that I am, I go and get him. And bring him into the front room with me.
He's coming!
I know just because he is awake, it doesn't mean I'm quite out of this thing yet. Sissy is still asleep, and usually Mr. Stinky, when he wakes up, he's calm, relaxed, he's chilling. Knowing this, I wanted to at least make it to round 50 or 51, whatever exfil was. After a stupid down on round 49 because I was distracted by my phone, I was determined not to let it end there. Unfortunately for me, I had to burn myself revive. I made my way back up to the perk machine to restock. I get taken out by a plague hound. Mind you, I had just burnt myself. I needed quick revive to come in clutch, or it was over. Luckily for me, I had some brain rots running around, and they helped me out. After a few more stressful rounds, I made it to exfil, and exfil I did. Unfortunately, my journey was cut short prematurely, but that's okay because I had something more important that needed to be done, and that's being a dad. Once again, I just wanted to say sorry for the audio being messed up in today's video. Technology, am I right? Hope you still found it somewhat interesting and enjoyable to watch. With all that being said, I'll catch y'all later.